this is Jarrell with Quantum Light Consciousness. Today I want to talk about how to do more divination methods with your higher self. Okay, now I like to speak about this topic because there's so many things to actually describe on how to connect with the higher self and how you should actually go about doing these things with your higher self and integrating and bringing them into your life on the day-to-day, because it's the reason why you've incarnated on the physical plane, dare I say it. Alright, there's a lot of things that you have to go through that have to do with your own psychological tests, your own emotional tests, your own existential tests to test the merit of your own soul, because it's kind of like a collegiate class for souls here on the planet Earth. Okay, so if you go up to a regular person on the street, say, hey, what's the purpose of life? They'll probably say, oh, it's to experience. Go up to another person, you say, hey, what's the purpose of life? They say, oh, it's to live, which is good. And you go to another person, you say, hey, what's the purpose of life? It's to regather your soul pieces, integrate them all as one, and rise all the way up in ascension back to source energy. Alright? Now, there's not many people who are going to say that third option. However, you also have the choice to decide what your reality means to you. Okay? Because that is also another test. Okay? I can't make you do anything. Nobody in the street, in the outer reality, in the real world can make you do anything, because it's always up to you. Alright? Now, the way I look at it is like, no matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you are, no matter what happened to you, no matter what happens to you in the future, okay, you decide what those circumstances and happenings had meant to you and will mean to you going on from any point you pick them from. You could start to heal from the past in the future, or you could start to heal from the present moment to the future, or you can start to heal, say, hey, anything that happens to me from the future is now for my highest and best benefit. Okay? Because when you get to this point, you become an eternal being. You become a self-aware eternal being. And the way I see more people kind of just either going one way or going another way is they're deciding to choose to question what a soul is, and they decide to choose not to question what a soul is. Or it's like they're in Plato's cave. It's like you can have people who are doing very well, who on the outside they have everything. However, you walk into their soul's reality and they're staring at a wall in a cave. Okay, so it's like, inside your energy field, what are you doing? What is your soul doing? Are you walking on a timeline made of light? Or are you staring at a wall? Because none of the people who you know will question their souls. And nobody does that. It's like you have to actually decide for yourself to do this stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. Alright, because you're an eternal being made of pure etheric light, you're able to actually connect with etheric beings through etheric light. Okay, the closest thing to natural etheric light you can get possibly on this planet is fire. Okay, because the sun is made of fire. The sun is actually made of liquid plasma, electric plasma, fire, and it's actually alive. Alright, and if you look up at it, you can actually commune with it and understand that it's alive instead of looking at a phone. Okay, because when you communicate with the sun, you actually get the sun's intelligence, biointelligence made of universal capability. Alright, and if you go into the sun's intelligence, you begin to wake up. You begin to understand your own soul as a piece of the sun. Alright, so you want to connect with that sun energy. You want to connect with that fire energy. Alright, and you can do this in a day-to-day life. Alright, I'm not going to recommend anything out of whack. Alright, just light a candle. Okay, that's basically this video. This is what I'm going to get to here. the candle, the candle technique, as it's called, the candle method. Basically, you can either use this to astral project, or what I'm going to describe to you is using it to just speak to your higher self in your room alone or wherever you decide to do it. All right. So basically, what you do is you take a candle, you light the candle, you place the candle in front of you, okay? And because the candle is a spinning etheric vortex of living energy, that also happens to be synonymous with what etheric beings are also made up out of. All right, they're actually a flame of divine intelligence. They're a flame of divine capacity of source energy. If you look at their soul, they're actually just a flame of source energy, okay, of any etheric being, of any higher self, okay? So when you light a candle, what you want to do is you want to place it in front of you, and you want to ask your higher self to step into the candle, all right, or step into the candle's wavelength. And when you do this, okay, they're able to actually speak to you one-on-one, and you make a communication directly with your higher self, okay? This is if you're having trouble kind of getting into those lower, slower brainwave levels like delta or theta to actually get into that dream state to have these communication experiences and meditation. So this is something you can do wide awake, and this is possible because they're illuminated, okay? It's like the old Bible story when Jesus walked on water. It's like he wasn't actually walking like stepping on the water, okay? He was coming across the etheric planes of eternity, and he was just gliding across the etheric planes, and it looked like he was walking on water just because he was gliding across like the universe, like itself, like the plane, the dimensional plane, and just happened to be a physical ocean under him, okay? So this is what you're doing. Like when you light a candle, you want to call your higher self in, okay? They'll either drop into the candle, okay? They'll drop into the candle from the left, or they'll come straight up to it from eternity, and they'll be able to chat with you there and step into your room, like the size of you or larger, okay? Now it depends on your sense of etheric capability, and it depends on your determination to actually make this work, okay? Because there's a lot of things that can get in the way if you aren't actually like willing to actually take it like for real. Again, like nobody's going to make you pay attention to the stuff. Nobody tells you to work on your chakras, your energy, your emotions, your thoughts. Nobody tells you to take a shower. Like things like happen as they are from cause and effect. Like if you don't connect to your higher self, then you won't have a connection there. And because nobody else connects to their higher self, they may think that you are on some other stuff, which, you have to take the good with the bad, like, or whatever, okay? Now, when you call your higher self in, I want you to close your eyes and connect with the energy of your higher self's energy through the flame, okay? This is what I have my clients do when they request a healing session with me, is I basically have their idea of their higher self or their idea of source energy create a flame, and I have them step into it. However, for divination, speaking one-on-one, you have to actually be able to connect with a living flame energy, okay? So when you ask your higher self to step into the flame, you kind of want to close your eyes and you want to imagine what they feel like, what they look like from what they feel like, okay? Or what they sound like from the energy that you sense coming off of the flame, okay? Because when they step into that flame, it's like their energy is merged with that flame now, all right? So it's like they're just speaking to you through a conduit of natural source energy, source light, okay? That's actually what the Ark of the Covenant was. Like, the Ark of the Covenant was basically like a quantum capacitor to facilitate light and photonic energy through the ether into words. All right, they turn this thing on, and then it created a huge vortex directly from the sky, which is ether in the center of a vortex. Okay, so that ether controlling that vortex from the manipulation that they had from this capacitor would enable them to talk to their higher self at the time, which of course at that time they called God, you know. However, it's like, you know, it's actual physics, you know, and you can do this from your room. You can do this from where you stand in your day-to-day life today. All right, all you need is a candle. All right, okay, so that's what I have for today. If you guys would like a session, I do sessions at quantumlight.net. I do healing, intuitive coaching. And one more thing, it's worth it, guys. Like, I'm not just saying this for fun, which I am. However, it's actually dead serious. Like, once you connect with your higher self, like, it's not something that is going to completely make your life totally on easy mode. However, the questions fall away. Like, you don't have to listen to stupid programming that people are forced to actually, like, live in quiet desperation every day. It ticks by every day that they are trapped in the social illusions that they agree to participate in. All right, you can get out of that in your own level of clarity, just within your own self. You have your energy field, you have your own energy, you know how to shield, all right, and use that to your benefit. Use that to your acknowledgement that you control your own perception of your own reality, and nobody can tell you what is something or what something means to you unless you do that for yourself. Like, that's the entire basis here of ascension, of awakening, you know, and it is what it is. Like, you take it or you leave it, you know. And I'd like to just thank you for watching this all the way through, and always discern for yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.